What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Crystal. You're listening to the Real Deal podcast, Mind the Gap edition. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I know it's been a minute. I say that all the time. I'm really busy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I don't even just say that just to say that. Your girl has been literally in motion since the beginning of January. Dead ass. January 1st, started 75 hard, which I touched on the last episode. I actually failed this round, by the way, guys. I did. I did fail this round. I am gonna start back again. Um, but the reason I failed is because I was spreading myself way too thin. I was doing way too much. Your girl fell asleep without eating her last meal. Therefore, I did not follow my diet, which is one of the critical tasks of 75 hard. I had to have integrity and be like, you know what? I really could have woken up, chugged a shake, whatever, went about my day, but that's not the point of the program. The point of the program is to have integrity, to complete the task with precision, with perfection, to the T. And if you don't, you fail and you have to start over from day one. But the reason I didn't start like right after was also because I'm spreading myself way too thin. Like, I got a lot going on. Your girl for real has been in motion. And I started two businesses at the beginning of this year, which I'll get into in a second. And I'm also still working my very demanding full-time job. It demands a lot of my time, attention, and energy. Unfortunately, it is what it is. That's what's paying the bills right now. So I still have to commit to that for the time being. But the goal with starting these two businesses is to eventually get rid of that full time job because I don't want to be in it. I don't find any fulfillment in it at all. That may be a role for someone that will feel fulfilled. I don't know. But for me, it just, it's not long term. It's not long term. So I started these two businesses, I mean, honestly, off of a whim. Like, I genuinely just was tired of being in the position that I'm in constantly, like constantly having to pay back debt, constantly having to pay back credit card debt, constantly having to penny pinch or not buy the things that I want that I work so hard for. Like, I'm just tired of it. And I'm tired of having someone else dictate my schedule, like my time for the day. And I know a lot of you guys feel that way, but a lot of you guys are not willing to put in the work, the sacrifices, the tears, everything that's needed to be an entrepreneur, which I also understand too, because y'all, I'm only a month in. I'm looking at the date, it's February 6th that I'm recording the show. I'm only a month in and it's hard. Like, it's fucking hard. And I knew it was gonna be hard, but I didn't think it would be like, at least in the beginning, this hard. You know what I mean? Because I don't know anything. I'm very new, I'm very green, and I'm kind of just learning as I go, which is what all of the greats say. They say you're gonna learn as you go. Like, if you try to start when you're ready or when you feel ready, you're never going to start. And so I took heed of that and I'm like, you know what? Like, all my life since I have been working, I have wanted to start a business. People who are close to me, y'all know I've talked to you about this several times. Like, I've wanted to start a business. And the opportunity just never came to me at that time. Like, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I should start, what I should start. I just knew that I wanted to help people and like genuinely help people and solve a problem, but I didn't know what that was at the time until the beginning of this year. The beginning of this year, I had an amazing opportunity to sit in on a Zoom call with one of my homies, Zach Tolan, and I listened to the call. I listened to what he was doing. He's a serial entrepreneur. He owns lots and lots of businesses here in Las Vegas, and he's a tremendous dude. So when he put on his story, hey, if you guys are interested in knowing what my new business idea is or what my new business venture was, please reach out to me. It'll only take 30 minutes. And since that was my homie, I was like, yeah, I'll support. I'll listen to whatever business you got going on, and that was just me supporting my friend. And what came out of it was I'm literally one of his business partners in the financial industry, in the financial space. So, just to update you guys, from January 2nd, when I had that call with him and his mentor, up until now, February 6th, I got pitched to be a business partner, which it wasn't even pitched. It was more like an educational presentation. And the facts were the facts. I looked into it. I'm definitely somebody that doesn't trust easily. So I did my research, and turns out that Ed Milet, who is one of the people that I look up to in business and in life, started in this industry and started with this company in particular. And he was an independent agent with this company and for 30 years, and that's how he built his wealth. And this fool, if y'all know Ed Milet, you know he is a very wealthy man, but he's also a great man. And he spent 30 years in this industry helping families and help families save and build for their future, or build for, you know, just life, because life happens to all of us. And when I had the opportunity presented to me, I jumped on it right away because I'm like, dude, this is what I've been looking for. Literally, like, this is what I have been looking for. I've been looking for something to speak to me, to fulfill me, to give me purpose, and something that is a major issue, which it is. Like, I don't know if y'all knew this, but 30% of the entire world, and this is a study from 2018, so it's about 6 years um late or whatever, 6 years old. But this was just in 2018, and I'm sure it's only gotten worse. But 30% of the world is financially literate. 30%. So that means that 30% of the world know how money works, they understand how money works, and they understand things like compound interest. So that leaves 70% of the world that is financially illiterate. So there's about 7.58 billion people in the world. That means over 5 billion people in the world don't understand shit about money. I'm one of them, was one of them before taking this opportunity, cuz now I'm learning about that stuff, and it blows my mind when I think about that statistic, because money is everywhere. Like, we use money all the time. That's part of our life. It's been part of our lives. And we never get taught how to use money, how to manage money, how to manage our finances. We don't learn about compound interest. We don't learn about mutual funds. We don't learn about 529 plans. We don't learn about annuities or life insurance policies or term insurance. We don't learn about that stuff. We don't understand it. So when we hear these terms, they're intimidating as fuck because, again, we don't understand. And me realizing that, and me coming from a place where I literally do not know shit about this industry, I want to learn everything there is, the ins and outs, and I know that's going to take some time, obviously, but I'm willing to put in that time. I'm willing to go through the pain of the learning curve because I'm not going to quit, and I know that all of the information I soak in, I'm going to be able to educate others. And that's the whole point. Even if I don't sell you a plan, I don't set you up on a plan, like, honestly, I could care less about that. I could care less about that. I do want to make money, obviously, because I want this to be a living for me. I don't want this to just be a hobby or something I do on the side. Like, I want to spend my life educating others on their finances, educating others on taxes and things like that. Things that they don't teach us in school. They don't teach us that in public school. And even when you go out to college, that's not one of the classes that they promote for us to take. And I know because I went to college. I went to a public university. So I know about this stuff, guys. Like, they do not promote financial literacy. And I really sat back and thought to myself, like, this information is out there. You know what I mean? Like, why aren't we learning about it? Why, this is something that affects our entire life. Like, why aren't we learning about it? And it's because you already know where I'm going to go. If you listen to the show, these elites and these people who are running our country in particular, I can only speak for the United States, not the world, because I live here, but they want us to be financially illiterate. Because if we're financially illiterate, we're dependent on them. Knowledge is truly power, because when you know what to do with your money, when you know where to put your money, and you're not stuck in a sucker cycle where you get a paycheck, spend it, get a paycheck, spend it, you can allocate any extra savings that you have from your paycheck and put it somewhere where it can build Well, the money can work on its own. It'll build compound interest on its own. So not only are you working for your money, but you're making your money work for you. And that's what the wealthy have been taught. That's what they teach themselves. They go out and they get that information. But then us, the peasants, we're sitting here like, oh, well, we never got that knowledge. We never got that education. We didn't get that. And we spend our lives in this victim mentality. And I get it, guys. It sucks. It sucks that our country doesn't care about us enough to teach us these things and want us to be independent and want us to flourish and therefore have the economy flourish and the country flourish. It's tough. But guess what? We're all in the same boat. So, what we have to do now with the knowledge, which is what I'm trying to do, is soak in the knowledge, really understand the information, and help others, educate others, put others in a better position than you were. And that's why this business really spoke to me and it called me. And I was like, bro, I'm in. Like, I don't care what I got to do, I'm in. And I'm happy to announce that your girl passed her final exam. She passed the state exam. First time taking it. Well, really the second time taking it, but I passed the first time, which was, man, that's another story, but because I don't want to get off track. But first time taking it in 2 years, passed it. Submitted my fingerprinting, did everything I needed to do. I just submitted my application to the state. They got back to me saying literally today that I didn't need anything else and that they were going to review it. Check my background, which my background is clean. I got a CCW. Um, and yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the journey ahead. I'm literally about to get licensed officially in the state of Nevada, so I'm able to do business. And honestly, like I just want to change lives. And it's important to me that I help families because who else is going to do it? Right? Like I'm surrounded by incredible people in the industry that actually do want to help people. Like every call that I get on with these people for training or whether it's for knowledge or they're just dropping gems or they're doing a motivational thing, all these people talk about what's at the forefront of their mind is helping people. And I fucking love that. Those are the kind of people I want to be around. Those are the kind of people that I want to build an empire with. We need more people like that in the world who are willing to learn this information, be in a lucrative industry where it's very competitive, but not care about that because our main goal is to help others. And when you do that, it's going to be reciprocated times 10, probably even more than that because God always follows through. And I know that firsthand. So that's my first business that I got into. And literally, so that entire process I've been doing since the beginning of January. And then another idea I had is as if running one business wasn't hard enough, I started a fitness slash apparel company called Peak Vitality Performance, which I'm very excited to announce. I got some samples for the gear, which is freaking amazing. Shout out to the Sublimation House, my uncle Josh. He created that gear for me. The shorts are awesome. He surprised me with the shorts. I didn't even know I was going to get shorts. And the hoodie is amazing too. Like the quality, the texture, just how it feels, how it fits on me personally, because I'm a short girl, is great. And so I'm really excited with the sample pieces. I have t-shirts that are being made right now. And it's more than just apparel though. It's more than just apparel. Like with this fitness company, how I intend to change the world is through fitness. It's through conquering yourself. It's through powering over your bitch voice, as Andy Frisella puts it. And it's just about finally taking control over your life. Like all of these things that we think we don't have any control over, we actually have a lot of control over. Like we control literally 90% of what goes on in our lives. Maybe 10% is out of our control, but 90% of it we can control. And when I learned that, bro, it was like, like it was like a new level of confidence unlocked because I'm always going to bet on me. I'm always going to bet on me. I'm not going to bet on my job, my full-time job that I have right now. I'm not going to bet on my bosses running the company. I'm not going to bet my life and put it in someone else's hands. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. I'm going to have to make sacrifices that I've already made, actually. And I'm betting on me. I'm going to do what I got to do. And I'm even putting it out there for you guys on the podcast because I also want to let you know that I'm not going to stop this podcast. I started it and I'm not going to quit. Whether I drop an episode once a month, once every 2 months while I'm building these other two businesses, whatever it is I got to do, it's going to happen. But just know this podcast ain't going nowhere, baby. We staying live. We staying live. And I'm hoping to have more guests on the show as I network with more people. And, I build those relationships, which I'm also super excited about. I'm really going to have some dope people on the show for you guys. And, it's just blessing after blessing after blessing. And, if you would have told me 4, 5, 6 years ago when I was still in college that this would be my life now, bro, I would have looked at you and been like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I was very young minded back then. I was very naive. I was very much a people pleaser. Like, I didn't want to disappoint anybody. And now I'm like, yo, fuck that. Real shit. Fuck that. Because I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in my morals, my values. And I stand for what the fuck I believe in no matter what. I don't care what no one tells me. I know I'm not perfect. Ain't nobody on this world perfect. But what I am is real. And that's why I named the podcast The Real Deal. I changed it kind of to add Mind the Gap because I wanted you guys to mind the gap in your lives. I'm hoping that this podcast will help you with that too. But maybe I'm going to change that to be the tagline or something like that because the real deal, that hits home. And plus, that's the OG name. So I've been going back and forth with that, y'all. I'm trying to figure that out too. Again, I'm new entrepreneur space. I'm new to branding, but I'm learning all these things. And I'm taking y'all on the journey with me. Which I appreciate you guys that tune in consistently and listen to the show. I really love and appreciate the fuck out of you guys. And if you guys ever want to be on the show, y'all who listen, hit me up. Hit me up. Y'all know where to hit me up. I changed my Instagram name, my personal Instagram name. It's at Crystal Peak LV. And reason being is because I'm working on rebranding, right? So I got the Real Deal podcast, which that ain't gonna change. And then I have Peak Vitality Performance, that's the fitness company. And then I got Peak Financial LV, which is my my financial company. So Crystal Peak LV, hit me up. I know y'all want to be on the show. I know y'all want to add more entertainment with me. So, yeah, man, just reach out. I would love to have you on the show. I just had to hop on here real quick to give you guys an update as to what's been going on in my life, but also to let you guys know like I'm not neglecting my listeners. I love y'all. I'm going to continue to drop content. I'm still working on research for my next America's Compromise series because if y'all haven't been paying attention, there's too much shit going on. Like literally. Every time I think about recording, some new shit's on the news or some new shit, like something went down. And I know I'm not going to be able to catch it all, but like I'm trying to stay up to date with it and also do what I got to do in my personal life, but also I want to give you guys that information. But I do want to recommend a podcast, which I'll drop the link in the description below. Listen to Real AF by Andy Frisella and his co-host DJ Johnson. Okay, because they update their show every week, and they have a segment called CTI. It's not a segment, sorry. It's like a show within a show. So they have one called CTI, which is Cruise the Internet, and they literally talk about current events and politics and all that. And Andy is realer than me. Let me just tell you, he the realest. I can't wait to have Andy on the Real Deal podcast. That's gonna be awesome. But him and his team work extremely hard to give you guys the current events every week. And if that's what you guys are looking for, I highly, highly recommend that you listen to his show. He's always on point. He's never missed, not one time. You can go back and listen to his shows. He's never fucking missed ever. And just listen to it. Listen to it. Let me know what you guys think about it. Again, I'm gonna drop it in the description below. While I get my shit together, that's literally a great show to listen to. Even when my shit's popping, like, cause it is gonna be popping. still listen to his show. Support him. That's a great man. I support the fuck out of him. And if I can get as many people to support him as possible, that'd be great. And he's not paying me for this at all. This is just word of mouth. Tremendous man. He runs tremendous companies. I would appreciate it if you guys were to support him. But again, guys, just wanted to give you that update. Thank you again for listening. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time, but do expect an America's Compromise series, another episode coming out shortly. Love you guys. Thank you guys. Have a great fucking day.